Alright, my AR-15 is finally assembled. It's all put together and it shoots awesome. I keep it in a task force case with some spare magazines, a few pouches, cleaning kit. So here she is. She fits in there perfect. The case is 33 inches. The overall length of my rifle is 31.5. Perfect size case for this gun. I got most of the parts from Bravo Company, USA. I got a 14.5 inch barrel with a 1.5 inch permanently attached flash hider, and it's got a mid-length gas system. I'll go ahead and show you guys all the parts today, and I'll be turning the camera on and off to try to get it on close-up so you can see it really good, so I hope you enjoy the video. I'll go ahead and show you guys that my AR is unloaded. There's no ammo in the chamber. There's also no ammo in any of the mags I have around. It's unloaded. This is a 30 round PMag with a window. I've also got a wide assortment of old GI mags that I put Magpul followers in to make them feed better. Alright, on to the parts of my AR. This is a Magpul Moe stock. It's a 6-position adjustable stock. I haven't quite figured out yet where I want it adjusted to. I've tried all the way forward and I've tried shooting it back a little ways. So I'm going to keep messing with that a little bit. This is my Milspec buffer tube, and in there is my standard buffer with a spring behind it. This is my forward assist, which hopefully I won't be using, but if I needed to I would whack that forward with my hand if my cartridge was not seated properly down into the chamber. This I'm not quite sure what it's called. I think it's a casing deflector. Keeps it so when your shells eject out, this deflects them so they don't hit you in the face. And of course there is my awesome dust cover. This is my lower receiver right here. I bought that in northern Michigan at a small machine shop. Has a Stag Arms lower parts kit installed on it. This is my magazine release. This is my Bravo Company Gunfighter charging handle with a medium latch. Obviously when I pull that back, my dust cover opens. Add some character to my rifle. Zombie Hunter. I love that dust cover. There's my bolt. This is my Troy rear folding battle sight. It just flips up. There's a bigger aperture which would be used for close range shooting. Or there's a small aperture, which is the only one I've used so far. I used that for shooting 100 yards and it worked great. I also read online that you would want to use the bigger aperture for nighttime shooting, but I haven't done any of that yet. My first time out shooting with my iron sights and the small aperture, at 100 yards I got a group of 4 within 2.5 inches, which I thought was pretty darn good. The reason that my rear sight is so far forward is just because I was shooting with the stock all the way forward and my face was too close to the rear sight when I had it all the way back, so I moved it forward, but I'm still messing with it, so in case you're wondering, I might not leave it that far forward. I might pull it back again, because at the range I was actually shooting the stock opened up a little bit, so I was kind of far away from the sight. And before adding any additional fancy optics or rail sections or anything like that, I want to get really good at using my iron sights. This is my Magpul Moe Handguard. It's a mid-length, and I've got a Magpul Moe vertical foregrip on there. I'm really happy with this handguard. I thought it was a great price, totally functional. It was only $33, only $10 more than the very cheapest plastic handguard you could get at Bravo. And this is a nice upgrade because you can actually attach Picatinny rail sections to it to mount different things on it. I got this short Picatinny polymer rail section from Bravo for about $5. So for $38 I have a nice handguard, little rail section. This is a Viking Tactics 1-inch light mount, which was given to me as a gift, which I attached onto the rail section. For my light, I got a Surefire G2X Pro, which I think will be perfect for my AR. Although it's not officially a weapons light, it is several $100s cheaper, and it'll be perfectly functional. The only difference I could find is that it didn't have a spring in it to help absorb the recoil, but I know people that have this flashlight on an FAL which shoots 308, so I'm sure with this being a 223 5.56 it will have no problem whatsoever. It's a great little light for $65. It's got a push button tail cap, so when I'm holding it with my left hand I can easily click it on and off. It's got 2 modes of illumination. It's got a low and a high. The low is 15 lumens and it'll run for 45 hours, and the high is 200 lumens and it'll run for 2 hours. Also, the Surefire G2X Pro is weatherproof, and it's extremely bright. So if you're going to give me grief over it not being an actual weapons light, feel free to send me one. My Bravo Company 14.5-inch barrel is hammer forged, and it's got a 1.5-inch flash suppressor permanently attached to the end of it. It's a Battle Comp black oxide flash suppressor. Federally, any barrel under 16 inches is considered an SBR, a short-barreled rifle. And in Michigan, one cannot even apply to own an SBR because it's illegal for an individual to own an SBR at all in Michigan. Some states you can own an SBR if you pay the $200 tax stamp and all that, but in Michigan you cannot. So I made sure to get the permanently attached flash hider, bringing it to the legal 16 inches so that I could own it here in Michigan. Also, speaking of laws, federally any rifle under 26 inches overall length must be registered as a pistol. Michigan's a little more strict on that. They require that any rifle under 30 inches overall must be registered as a pistol, so that's just something to think about. My overall length is 31.5 inches, and with the permanent flash suppressor, my barrel is exactly 16 inches. So it's as short as it can be legally in Michigan. I'll go ahead and show you guys some stuff on the other side here. This is the safety. Obviously the X through the bullet means it will not shoot. You flip that with your thumb to the bullet, means it's ready to fire. This, I'm not sure if it's called the bolt catch or the bolt release, but it does both. If you push down on it when the charging handle is pulled back, it will catch the bolt and it will keep the bolt back. But if you press the top of it, it will release the bolt forward. So I will show you here. I pulled the charging handle back, which pulled the bolt back, and if I press down, it caught the bolt, and the bolt is now open. But if I press up on it, it released the bolt forward. You may have noticed my lovely strap here. This cost about $4. I bought a 4-foot chunk of nylon webbing at Joann Fabrics and cut it down to my desired length, and got a little set of strap adjusters. So that is perfectly functional for now. ARs are pretty simple. So when you're ready to shoot, you just insert your mag. Again, it's empty. And then you pull back hard on the charging handle, which pulls the bolt back. And then you release it hard. You just let it go, so it shoots the bolt back all the way forward. And pulling the charging handle back and letting it go strips the top round off the magazine and chambers it, making it ready to shoot. And then you just use your thumb to click it off safe and onto fire, and then you're ready to go. And then you just shoot. And then when you shoot your last round, the bolt stays back and your dust cover is open, so you can tell that you've shot your last round. And then you just eject your magazine, insert your new magazine, and then since the bolt is already back, you don't have to pull the charging handle back. You just hit the bolt release. It'll shoot your bolt forward, stripping one off the top of your magazine again, making it ready to fire. When you first pop in your mag and you pull your charging handle back, if you don't release it hard, the bolt won't go all the way forward. And so that's when you'll have to use the forward assist. You'll have to whack it with your hand to get your bolt all the way forward to get your first round chambered in properly. But hopefully you wouldn't be using that. Hopefully you'll release the charging handle hard enough that your bolt will fly all the way forward. But like I said, if your cartridge is not seated properly, you would have to use the forward assist to get it all the way in. The disassembly on an AR is really easy. On this side there's just 2 pins that you push on. One there and one there. And by pushing on those 2 pins, I can now just pull those out from this side. And then it just comes right apart. Just like that. And I can actually just pull it right off. So that's how you get it into 2 pieces for either easy storage or for being able to take out the charging handle and take out the bolt. And to answer a few quick questions, no, my videos are not scripted. No, nobody put me up to this. Yes, this is my AR. I actually enjoy shooting, and these are my honest videos. Not just men are into guns. I know a lot of women that shoot. Either way, with this AR, I did a lot of research. I read a lot of forums. I asked a lot of questions. I learned exactly what I needed to get. It took me a while, but I picked out exactly what I wanted. I'm extremely happy with it. It's perfect for me. Also, I have picked up some Slip 2000 Extreme Weapons Lube that I'm using on my AR, which works awesome. Final note, I thought about naming my AR something tough, like Butch, but I have decided on Sprinkles. Why have I decided on Sprinkles? Mainly because she sprinkles shell casings all over the ground. Oh!